going on? Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse. My first time really using the outdoor voice this much.
So last year on punt returns, Greg Ward did it just when they wanted them to secure the punt, and they used Jalen more when they really needed an explosive play, maybe a little bit of an adventure sometimes with him fielding it. I know he hasn't been out here much early in camp here, but how's he coming along? How's Jalen coming along in terms of fielding punts and giving you confidence that he's not going to have many muffs?
Yeah, no, looking back at Jalen's college film, he's a dynamic athlete. He's a dynamic athlete. It's just him getting more comfortable, and even out here, we've been able to shoot some jugs to him, let him just get comfortable in this short area. And the big thing for him is just seeing the ball, really. We're trying to give him as much live from Aaron. But I thought so far Jalen's done a really good job. All the returners have done a good job. Greg, Devontae, Michael Walker, Kenny Gainwell, Boston. They've done a really unbelievable job so far in practice, catching balls off the jugs and off a live leg. So we're really happy where they're at right now.
Are they going to let you use Devontae in real games, or is he going to do more?
That's up to a conversation between myself and Nick and Howie. But for right now, we're just trying to get everybody as comfortable because you never know what's going to happen.
Outside of the returners, what special teams players have stood out to you so far in practice?
Only being 3 days in, I think everyone has really taken special teams up another level in terms of embracing it. You really can't put someone on a pedestal 3 days in, but we'll see. So far, the whole group's been great. They're out there, they're attentive, they have energy. That's all we really want. Once we get the pads on and get some actual rushes and schematic types things, then we will. But for right now, I think the whole group's done a really good job.
Skill and performance aside, is there anybody who stepped up as a leader in the room in meetings?
In meetings, right now, everyone's just giddy to get all the information as possible. No one's really had to come up, and that's kudos to them as a whole group. No one's really had to get on anybody. Everyone sees the energy. But a lot of the second-year guys, they finally have a year under their belt. The third and fourth-year guys, Eric Wilson, who was great in Minnesota, they feel his presence from film out there. So I think everyone's just trying to compete with each other and get each other better, which has made my job a lot easier, not really having to lean on one. But I think we're going to lean on everyone throughout the season.
Getting back to punt returners, Michael, do you have a personal philosophy as opposed to when they're trying to back you up inside the 10? Do you want a ball security guy, whereas if you have a chance for a return, do you like a mix, or do you want one guy to handle everything?
I think the more options, the better, because you never know what's going to happen in terms of a game. But if we feel good, we have 2 or 3 guys that can catch, field, punt, and in the plus 50 and secure it, I think that's what we're really trying to strive for out here in practice, get everyone as comfortable as possible catching both the open field punts and in the plus 50. So the more work we can get, and going back to even having Aaron, he could do some stuff with the ball that helps the returners out a lot. So it's not just, the returners or a certain player. It's just all of us getting familiar and getting everyone comfortable with catching the ball.
As you studied Jake Elliott this offseason and you met with him, what sense do you have of why his production dropped last season?
Off the production and everything, you could go throughout the history. Everyone has a bad year. Jake is still a very, very good kicker in this league. And just being around him, he's got a live leg. He's able to hit a lot of, plus 50 balls. But we're really consistently hitting the 49 and under is really where we want to make our money at. And Jake's been, over his career has been really good at it. Obviously, you guys have seen it before. So it's just really just getting back to him, getting back to where he knows he could be at more than anything else.
With him from a technique standpoint or anything like that from last year?
No. I've never kicked in the NFL. I'm not going to go out there. I'm not going to tell, Tiger Woods, hey, you should probably do this. He's a great golfer. I'm not going to tell Jake, who's a really good kicker, hey, schematically do this. I'll have some points like, hey, maybe you left your foot open right here. That's why I kind of fluttered outside right. But he's so locked in on his technique so far. In the first few days, he's been great. All spring he was great, so I think he's just getting really right back to his technique stuff, and it's really worked out so far.
Is Tyler kind of working with him a little? I know his dad is obviously a kicking coach. Is he in that same vein? Is he working with Jake?
Tyler works with everyone. You'll see Tyler's reigning coach of the day so far. But Tyler's been a great asset. His father being in Baltimore so long, he's learned a lot. And he really loves what he does. So he helps out, especially within the whole operation. It's not just Jake. It's got to start with Rick, with Aaron holding. Then when we all get all three of us gelling, that's how we get a really good unit going.
Aaron is a new holder, and so you have to build chemistry between him and Jake and timing. How's that gone so far?
It's been outstanding from the spring to when they were gone to now. They're working really well together so far, and we can always get better. Don't get me wrong, we always get better, but so far they've been really good working together.
Michael, most of your punt return options are players that could be every down players on offense. Do you and the coaching staff have, some coaches are more sensitive to that than others and are reluctant to put a guy out there who's just, that dictates things.
Correct.
How do you handle it?
You know what? As a special teams coach and working with special teams so far, you kind of just roll with the punches. At times, he may not be available. We're not gonna really dwell on it too far. That's why we got to have another guy up, a third guy up, just in case for all of that situationally. But if it comes down to that, that's between personnel, Coach Sirianni, and myself talking together. But for right now, we're gonna get these guys ready for preseason 1 and week 1 to whoever we throw out there.
Yesterday you guys signed 2 guys. I know one of them, Andre Patton, at least has special teams experience, and I was kind of wondering what you know about him and special teams and kind of what it takes to incorporate him into what you guys are doing.
Yeah, obviously Andre played with the Chargers. He has some stats, and when you have a guy like that, especially becomes universal, so you're not really teaching him a whole new scheme. A big guy that can run like that is an added bonus for us, especially leg-wise, but just a couple, terminology things here and there, but on the outside, everything's fairly universal. So it's nice to have him and Obi in here because, big, strong, athletic guys like that, we're always inclined for.
You guys are kicking the soccer ball around at the beginning of practice. Who's the best soccer player?
The best soccer player, I think the jury's still out, We'd call it a tie right now. We'd probably say Rick is probably on the bottom just for now, but we'll get him up to speed. But that was more just us kind of getting warmed up, kind of a lighter day for us, and get these guys loosened up a little bit. But more than anything else.
Think back to your. I'm sorry, you go.
We didn't get to see a lot of Jason Huntley last year as a kick returner, but he had a really strong career in college.
Yeah.
What's he shown you so far?
I mean, like you said, his college tape was really good. He's got blazing speed. So when we get our kickoff return ready, there's a lot of guys out there. We have a lot of speed as a kick returner, but I'm excited to see him, with the ball in his hand, going against a little bit of a look team and everything. But he once he hits the hole, he hits the hole. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for him in practice, for other guys in practice to really showcase their talents as a kick returner.
Think back to when you were here in 14, 15, and you guys had good special teams. It was a lot of veteran guys that you brought in to fill those roles. How do you balance that when putting your group together between those bottom of the roster rookie guy, I guess rookie contract players, and then players on second, third contracts?
Yeah, having those veteran guys when I was first here with Fipper, what was a blessing. You had Maragos, you had Brian Brayman, Najee Good, and all that. But regardless of your years, you're going to contribute. It could be a rookie. It could be an eighth-year guy. You never know. So it's just kind of just meshing all these guys around and just holding everyone to the same standard. I can't say to hold a rookie to a lesser standard than the eighth-year pro, or I can't hold the eighth-year pro a little bit less to a rookie. Like, as long as everyone knows and there's transparency, we're holding each other to a very high level, I think it takes care of itself, regardless of what year you're in the NFL.
Craig James was really effective as a gunner when he was healthy last season. What makes a good punt gunner? What makes guys really excel on the outside?
So you could say there's a whole ways to say it, but I think it's just want to. You're going to be out there. You may have 2 guys out there, but how I try to explain to the guys, if you have 2 guys, you're never beating 2 guys. You're only beating 1. There's enough speed out there, and there's enough toolbox that Tyler's teaching them to use, and it's just more want to than anything else. It's all that mindset you have as a gunner. No one can stop me. We know where we're going. They're in a back pedal. If I get off the line and make a play, and I keep telling them, the easiest tackle in football is a fair catch. They can't return it if you make them fair catches. So it's all just a mindset on the outside, and Craig has that mindset. I've been around a lot of guys that do have that mindset. So it's just more than anything else what they want to do when they do get lined up, like, hey, I'm going to make this play or cause this fair catch.
Is Kenny Gainwell in the running for any of the return jobs, and what have you seen out of him so far?
Kenny, had out of Memphis, Memphis has a nice long lineage of really good returners, and Kenny's been very, very good so far. We're getting him ready to do everything: punt, kick return, play a little on the inside. We're getting him ready for anything. But Kenny has been very good so far when he's out there catching it. Very soft hands out there. So we're really excited about Kenny. But once again, we're really excited about everyone, really. 3 days in, can't say enough about this group so far. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. And getting there, then keep it going until our first preseason game.
We spoke to you in the spring about not having a second punter here for competition. To follow up on that, are you viewing it like the rest of the league is competition, or is this Sipas's job regardless?
Oh, the personnel department does a great job giving us names and looking into it. But so far, these three have been competing with each other and trying to get each other better. So it's more just, for Aaron, just keep stacking really good days. He's had 3 really good days, and we're going to keep that going so far and so forth. And if something comes up, it comes up. But so far, they've done an awesome job, all 3 of them. So we're going to just keep it rolling right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.